What if I told you that setting boundaries would not only transform your relationships, but also help you gain control of your own life? If you struggled with saying no, felt guilty for putting yourself first, or worried about letting people down, then this video is for you. Hey, I'm Adam, and welcome to my channel where we focus on mindset, growth, and unlocking your potential. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of us struggle with: setting boundaries. If you've ever felt like you're constantly giving to others and putting your own needs last, you're not alone. Here's the thing: setting boundaries, it's not selfish. It's one of the most important acts of self-respect and care you can give to yourself. In this video, I will be covering why boundaries feel so difficult, the mindset shifts that changed everything for me, and 3 actionable steps that can help you set boundaries without feeling guilty. And at the end, I will be sharing one simple rule that I used every day to make setting boundaries effortless, and it's been a game changer for me. Before we dive into setting boundaries, let's talk about why they're so hard in the first place. If you're struggling with this, you're not alone. This is something that most of us weren't even taught how to do. Many of us feel guilty setting boundaries because we may be seen as selfish, or we have a fear of disappointing others. This guilt comes from years of prioritizing everyone else instead of yourself. We worry that asserting ourselves will lead to conflict, or worse, push people out of our lives. So instead, we stay quiet and hope that others understand. But let's be real, people can't read our minds, so that rarely ever happens. For most of us, saying yes is something we're familiar with and a habit that we've accumulated over years, so it's going to feel very uncomfortable and unfamiliar. I remember having this close friend that used to call me late in the night and just want to vent, usually about the same thing, over and over. I wanted to support them, but those calls left me feeling drained by the end. I didn't know how to tell them that I needed space without sounding unsupportive. So I kept saying yes, even though it cost me my energy and peace. That's the thing about boundaries. They feel hard because of guilt, fear, and habit. But here's what I've learned. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about creating space for things that keep you energized. And that starts with the mindset shift. So how do we change what we think about boundaries? This is what worked for me. Boundaries are acts of self-care. They allow you to protect your energy so that way you can show up better and fully, not just for yourself, but for the people you care about. Think of boundaries like a pitcher of water. If you keep pouring into everyone else's glass without refilling your own, eventually you'll run dry. Boundaries are how you make sure that your pitcher is full so that you can give from a place of strength. Boundaries are not about cutting people off. They're about building trust. When you communicate your needs, you're showing others how to support you and respect your time. For example, when I told my friend that I couldn't take late night calls anymore, I worried it would damage the friendship. Instead, it strengthened it. We both understood each other's needs even clearer, and our conversations became a lot more intentional. Every time you're saying no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to the things that keep you energized. It's not about rejecting people. It's about preserving your ability to show up in a way that makes the biggest impact. If this mindset shift is helping you see boundaries differently, give this video a like. It lets me know that this content resonates with you and it helps me to create more videos like this. Now that we shifted the way that we think about boundaries, now let's talk about how to actually set them in a way that feels natural and guilt-free. Start with something manageable. Practice saying, "Let me get back to you." This creates space to assess whether or not you actually want to move forward with saying yes, or if this is just a no. Try using phrases like, "I'd love to help. I'm focused on something right now, but let me reconnect with you in about 30 minutes. This way, you're prioritizing your energy without shutting anyone out. Boundaries only work if you stick to them. The first time you set one, you're likely going to get some pushback. but consistency teaches others to respect your limits. If these steps feel actionable to you, please consider subscribing. I share practical tools like this every week to help you unlock your potential and live with intention. Boundaries, they don't push people away. They strengthen your connections. Being clear about your needs show people that they can trust you to communicate openly. They act as a map to guide others on how to respect and navigate your time and energy. The people who respect your boundaries are the ones who value you. Those who don't, well, they're showing you who they are. Have you ever set a boundary that improved a relationship of yours? Share it in the comments below. The more examples there are, the better it will encourage those who are still struggling to overcome this challenge. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish. It's about creating the best version of yourself for the people and the things that keep you energized. And the best part, when you set boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself. You're building trust, respect, and healthier connections with those who matter most. If you found even one takeaway that you're excited to try, don't forget to subscribe and share this with anyone who may need to hear this message. Welcome to a new chapter.